This is chasebt694 playing again in the Reddit League. Playing That's So Reagan. This particular game, I was assigned the Soviets. That's So Reagan was assigned US with +2 influence. So we're playing a 90-minute game. Looking at my headlines, we're going to go with the socialist government, see if we can decrease any headlines from Europe. So our Middle East. And now we're going to go for the coup. And, all right, we just barely got it. Thought about using U.S. Japan, defense pact, but because of the Asia scorecard, we didn't really want to do that. So kind of want to, see if we can sneak in and play Asia for even or maybe even score. But really, because of the coup, and we want to just make sure we kind of solidify our holdings a little bit. So I think we can kind of do both. We've got a good offhand. So sometimes with the coup of Italy, it's your one shot. So especially when you get socialist government, it's hard definitely not to take that shot. We could have taken it outright, but then he could have had a chance to coup back. So, all right. So he doesn't attack Italy instantly, so he doesn't place one up into France. So tempo wise, I can go ahead and coup back. I roll a 1, which is pretty unfortunate because he made it a clear target for us, especially since he already played the war card. We could definitely go after it. A 3 there, we take it. We're really good tempo for Asia. So it's kind of all right, so coups to drop the DEFCON, and so we'll now kind of spread a little bit. So we'll go ahead and take Italy, and go ahead and threat, or I think we'll go ahead and take Afghanistan. So now he's kind of has to respond. We're still in tempo a little bit in Europe. So if he scores Europe, we're able to score for 2 victory points, but we can instantly score Asia for 5. But I don't think he's got Europe scored. I think he would handle things a little different. So 2 different things kind of at play here is that we can definitely kind of go after or probably get away at least minimum even in Asia. So we'll see how this plays out. So, all right. Ooh, we'll win the war, so that's pretty advantageous. So what we might do is go ahead and just take it, South Korea. Once again, we kind of push and threaten a little bit for domination. So we're still with a chance with that, but we also picked up the battleground. So for him to kind of counteract, he's got to throw some. Oh, it's on our event. So I guess he's thinking that we're so slim, we might not use a whole lot, but we definitely will. We'll go ahead and make Poland a little weak. And then here's the real question is, do we throw it all in Asia just to ensure that we get the domination score here? Or do we go ahead and make sure our long-term success, make sure we get South America? So that's the 2 things here. I think I might just go for the extra victory point, just go 2 in Thailand, and then make sure we have our South America kind of chance and kind of hope that we'll be able to get a decal here in a second. Make sure we're all right in Africa. So, definitely. If we put the one in Cambodia, it's very unlikely he's able to, stop us. All right. We'll go ahead and score Asia. We'll at least score it for 2. And maybe that's a mistake. Maybe the play is to go ahead and throw another one in Cambodia. I kind of gamble with the later South America, Central America kind of prospects. So probably it'll be interesting to kind of frame things out a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and re-solidify Europe. Um, we're real thin though, so we're there. We've got domination, but really thin. So it's something we'll have to keep an eye out for. Hopefully we can bust some things up. We're kind of thin everywhere. We don't have anything overprotected. We just barely got stuff. We look awful in the Middle East, but it's already been scored. So we've got some tempo to be able to get back there. So it wasn't the hugest, like most priority item we had, just because it already scored. So kind of, and then boom, there's Nasser. Okay. All right. So not a great op hand. Maybe this is a hand where we use Vietnam revolts kind of bolster up some of what we're doing in Southeast Asia. All right. We'll go ahead and coup. And we roll a 1 again. So no luck there. We give up the victor point for defectors. Um, we'll try to go ahead and get independent reds played before we play Romanian abdication. To kind of maximize that low combo. We'll need the country count here, because especially with him playing the Marshall plan. So a lot of stuff we want to do. Kind of want to continue to spread the crawl in Southeast Asia. We'd like to kind of make sure we're able to kind of, it's got a big 4-opper, kind of lock some things down. I mean, yeah. It just kind of feels like he's gonna, he's got Truman and he's ready to knock us down. So we'll just see how he plays it. So goes in, plays Europe. We score for 2. Go ahead and take France. And then we'll go ahead and space special relationships, see if we can get the 2 points first. We'll play blockade for the event, because we like for some of our cards to come back out. It's not so much trying to catch West Germany as it is trying to get one of our cards back for the redraw. If you do catch them, all the better. We'll instantly play the China card there and really push. But we do have to worry about Truman, because Truman hadn't come out. All right, so we'll go ahead and throw blockade just to see if we can pull out a card. See what he folds. So I'm kind of leaning a little bit toward playing Romanian abdication as my last play, but we've got the Gaul there in case we've got the ops and we need to spend it to kind of push something. So he actually gets ready to contain it, which is nice for us. It's 3 ops for him, and then he decall gets back redealt. So we decided to go ahead and play the Gaul to go and overprotect because Truman is in the deck. That way he's really got to push for something. He can't just, slam a 3-up card in Italy and then, headline Truman. So that's kind of why we went ahead and overprotected there. And granted, if he's got another 4-up card, he could do that. I don't think he does. Because kind of solidifies a little bit of position in Asia. We got the Middle East scoring, which is nice. We don't have to worry about Truman because we have it. I think capture Nazi scientists is the play here as far as that headline goes. and we'll take a stab at seeing if we can win a coup in Iran. So, defectors is no big deal. If you're going to get defectors card, that's the time to do it. So, oh, we hit the perfect roll. All right. So now we got a chance to kind of push for domination in the Middle East before we score this. Definitely going to space duck and cover. Like to play Romanian abdication for the event. Go ahead and knock out Germany. We really don't have a lot of ops. So it might be a little tough, but if we get a couple victory points here, we'll be in okay shape. We still like to have a chance to push Europe. And Asia. So, because we can flip Pakistan now with the China card. So he's got a big 4-op card. All right. So just go ahead. We could take Libya, then he could take Iraq. So right at this point, just go ahead, tempo wise, go ahead and get the 2 victory points. We'd also like to, not lose our D stall. Go ahead and spread out in South America. He spaces, wins. Go ahead and space and counter. So we're in pretty good shape. We're a little thin in Asia. Just nothing's overprotected. We can flip Pakistan, which we might need to do. All right. We'll go ahead and kind of protect against realignment in Venezuela. So 2 different countries versus 1. So go ahead and protect South America. And I do like the 3-2 or even sometimes the 3-1. Kind of protects against the Voice of America play. So 3-1 is typically better than 2-2. And you'll all right. So playing Romania doesn't give us domination, but if we catch a hand where we have maybe we draw, socialist government or something. All right. Good news, we do have South America, which is nice. Brush War is always a good card to get. We have Cuban Missile Crisis. We'll go ahead and throw Cambridge 5 out. Just seeing there's a lot of open ground, a lot of different places, scoring cards. So we'll see if we can catch one, kind of have an idea of what he's got. So kind of, if suddenly we need to try to, contain it. So he's going to have a handful of ops again. Central America. All right, perfect, especially since he's locked and loaded over there. So what we're going to try is place our 1 op and then coup. All right. So what we're hoping for here is, I think, he coups Nicaragua, we coup Colombia, and then maybe we can slide into Panama, and then hopefully we have still enough ops to be able to take control of South America. All right, so we're gonna try our brush war. It's 50-50. Uh, we miss it, and we miss it. All right. So placing this, maybe I go 3-1, but I kind of feel like the way the tempo was at, I think he might have, if he would have had Voice of America, I think he would have already used it. Kind of that turn 2 play, maybe. Just go ahead and knock us out. But, well, I don't think he's got it. But I probably, I should have definitely still gone 3-1. It does make us a little vulnerable. But I was trying not to do a real easy target. It's got ABM Treaty. It's the main reason for the 2-2. It kind of holds up a little better against the sudden unforeseen coup back with ABM Treaty. But, and there is Voice of America. But that's pretty, all right. So maybe he's got Asia scoring. He's just kind of trying to be sneaky, but definitely should have just knocked us out of the bottom half of South America. Used the whole thing there. And if you didn't want to do that, then wait to the end of the turn to kind of set something, kind of in Asia where you're hitting hard and then you're kind of comboing with something else. So, all right. Plays that for the event. We're not as worried about the Middle East. We'll go ahead and score this for 8. All right. Could give it a chance to score it for 10. And then arms race, probably a mistake there. Probably should have just taken our 8 points and then play arms race for another 3. But we'll play that with, depending on what we need to do. We also need a space. He spaces first, and he gets it. So just barely behind on that tempo. He does have the China card now, but Asia hasn't been scored as a deck, so it's kind of a little reluctant to play for Mosin. All right, and there's Asia. But a couple good things. We've got Africa on a good time. So we've got Africa, Portuguese Empire, so we can, kind of do a couple things. Because we do have Asia, we kind of wouldn't mind having the China card. Oh, grain cells. And he pulls ABM Treaty. Yikes. Well. All right. So we now have presence in Africa. He plays the China card. I see why I did that. I still think that's probably maybe a mistake. Kind of was probably looking at that long term tempo, half, around the half for a reroll, wanting to not just be completely shut out, especially since Sadat's coming over in Egypt. So going ahead getting in Libya before you get knocked out is probably the wise move. But going Botswana, Zaire, having the next 3-out card to throw a realignment probably wouldn't have been a bad play. So tempo wise, I think I'm going to go ahead and score Asia. Play U2 Incident, Zaire, Botswana. see if we get lucky on a realignment with Formosan, and then play the Africa card. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping to execute. So yeah. So he plays, knocks us out, which so we did make the right play. Go ahead and play in Libya, and not being just super behind in the Middle East. He plays Southeast Asia, so we're right about that. Um, see if we can get a little lucky here. So we're setting up for the realignment here. Wow. So we're going to coup. We need military ops. We're going to realignment, try to score the region, which doesn't. So we'll definitely do this to keep knocking out. And then we'll score this for basically even. So, not what we like, but we're set up for longer term here. So we're set up for a realignment of Algeria. We're set up for a realignment of South Africa. We can march right into Nigeria, hopefully. This next little deal. So we weren't able to score it, but at least we're in good shape in Africa. And then kind of looking at the score regions, we basically have Europe. So round 7's the only thing. Well, it's probably going to be a reshuffle. So Europe never really came back out in the mid-war, but we never had time to pick up an extra battleground either. So looking at the board, I feel okay. We're definitely way behind in Central America, but Fidel's still in the deck. Liberation theology, hadn't really seen it. So we got some chances there. Middle East, we're hurting, but I haven't seen Muslim Revolution. So we have maybe a chance there to be a little sneaky. Okay, it's pulling back up ABM treaty, and we'll go ahead and face that. Let's see what he does here. The good news here. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, I love the fact liberation theology. We got junta. We got quagmire. We don't have to worry about get OS founded. Kind of sucks. It's always a little difficult to deal with sometimes. But all right. So he's gonna have a chance to queue, I guess, Europe. He's trying to queue in Europe. Wow, and he hits it. All right. So we're gonna go attack Panama. We're able to take it. So we kind of break his control of Central America. Nice. And we go ahead and take back domination, our control of South America. So, excuse me. Things that need to happen. I wouldn't mind being able to. We need to go ahead and step into Nigeria. Ask not. Muslim Revolution, Warsaw, Socialist Government. At least it's turn 6, so they're going to come back into the deck. So it could have been worse. I mean, I don't even think necessarily it would have been the worst thing. You'd look at kind of where would you have taken your ops. Egypt, if you would have played Muslim Revolution. So, all right, we're going to try to make him spend some ops, spend some of that new stuff he got over here in Central America. Kind of push it a little bit. OPEC doesn't really score us a whole lot of points. I think 3 points right now. So it isn't bad. So we go ahead and play puppet governments. We put one in Nigeria, one in Saudi Arabia, and then the most part is where's he really going to put it is, maybe the southern part of South America to give a chance to try to go into Afghanistan, not Afghanistan, but Argentina. Maybe he could set it up in Central America to just try to, make it tougher for us to kind of get a foothold back there. Maybe he throws one in Taiwan for country count, and if Formosa gets played, which I think it did, maybe he throws it in Europe. But okay, plays this event once again. These cards are going to get redealt back in, so not the end of the world if he pulls Europe, for example. So Alan Day, Lone Gunman. So go ahead and coup. Just kind of wanted to. I guess he could still step in and take Zaire. It's not overprotected either. So he picks up a couple victory points with Space Bear Trap. We miss. Our dice haven't. Well, haven't been that bad with some coups. I can't complain. All right. So we're going to have to play shuttle diplomacy. Still a little thin. We need Warsaw Pact to come back out. And there's Europe. Okay, but at least we scored for one. We're going to go ahead and put him in the trap and see if we can get lucky. Nice. So he has to trap Red Scare. So nuclear subs comes at a good time because we can get rid of CIA. So we can play CIA sometime in this hand and not have to worry about all right. So he gets out of it. Muslim Revolution once again, and now we get a coup. Boom. Now we're set up in Africa. We've got a chance to hopefully realign and really push the tax on Africa. We also get to kind of where's he going to go reprotect himself? He needs to protect India. He needs to protect Cuba. So we kind of gave him some things to worry about. And then maybe will give us a little chance here to pick up some other victory points too. Huh. So he goes to Middle East, which basically lets me feel like he's got Middle East scoring. So if he scores Middle East here, we'll go ahead and hopefully slam some ops into India, maybe be able to flip it with NATO if it's possible. Still like to play arms race for 3 points. So went ahead and went, reprotected North Korea, went to Costa Rica, thinking, set up domination, at least make a scare there, make them kind of maybe, spend some effort trying to, dislodge us from Central America. Point wise, it's there has to be a region you completely lose as the Soviets in Central America. Typically, in my opinion. Not that you want to lose it, but if you get it, it's actually a decent amount of points. So, quick reminder: this is a 60-minute game where you forfeit after 60. So I just wanted to let him know, give him a little reminder. Was hoping to play arms race for the points. It kind of is what it is. We already played Warsaw Pack, or not Warsaw, but Quagmire. So if we headline or we event NORAD, it's not going to go away. It's in for the rest of the game. All right. So once again, kind of just a little. Oh, paused it. There we go. So, all right. So we're going to see what he does here, and then hopefully we can space NORAD, and then we'll play CIA, which will kind of hurt here because he's got he'll be able to coup. But he's going big. He rolls a 6. We'll go ahead and space. And then he'll get an extra coup here with CIA, but we won't lose the game. So there is that, and we go ahead and get it out. So he's cooing. He rolls another big 5. We'll go ahead and let him have another shot here. Probably, I'm assuming he's going Zaire. He rolls another 6. And we'll see if we can realign, and we cannot with a +1. So, well, that turned quickly. So, good news though is we do have a good hand. I do like kind of headlining along government, kind of gives us a shot to kind of see kind of where we're at. And then we've got ABM treaty, we've got brush war, so we got some things. Effector. Man, goodness, how many times is he going to get effector? All right. So we roll a 4, kind of have a chance to be able to set up a realignment here. Also like to be able to play ABM treaty and go ahead and use that somewhere too. All right. Go ahead and try some realignments. We've got +1 modifiers all over Africa. So knocks one out. No change, and finally knock him out. So all right. Oh man. So we get him out. He's just knocking it back in. All right. So it's kind of acting like he's possibly it's got Africa. So we're gonna coup here. We only roll a 2. A 3 would have 67% to take it, move on. Would have been nice. Normally you do I do the put 1, do 2 other ops. Well, I think we'll put 2 of them into South Africa. That way you can't overprotect. But it does set up for a nice realignment still. We're going to go ahead and take this chance. Kind of thought of a bunch of different places, but we decided to kind of see if we can continue to get South America control. Such a huge point, little spot. just because he kind of played for a second like he had Africa. It's kind of one of the reasons why we did that. Maybe we should have went ahead and placed all those ops into a country like Italy. So we're in good shape. We're okay in Europe. You know, once special or you know Asia, we're even on country count, but the one card's taking one away. So long term, we're okay there. So we're okay. The Americas look good in Central America, South America. All right. So we'll go ahead and play Indo-Pakistan War card. We're going to attack Pakistan. It's a 5 or a 6 will win it for us. Don't have a lot of ops here. We've got, like to use UN intervention with OSA founded. Finally get rid of that card. Might throw a terrorism, but we don't have a whole lot of ops here. We don't have really anything that juicy for sure. Wouldn't mind playing Iran-Contra scandal too. So he plays Solidarity. Come on. Yes. Huge win there for Asia. So I kind of hate to give up the coup. So we're going to gamble with the coup here. Warsaw Pact still in the deck. That's what we were just looking for. So we have a chance to get that. Oh, where's War Games? All right. Let's see if we can set up some realignment in Africa. So I can kind of, looking at probably the play there should have been UN intervention, duck and cover, give them the victory points, but keep Poland, especially after that. So that is disastrous. So we just lost Europe, and we pretty much lost the game. So if he's got Europe scoring, this is pretty much game over because our ops are so bad. Then maybe we keep terrorism and late in this thing and kind of just do a Hail Mary. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of ops himself. He's already thrown some pretty big ops out there in his hand. So it's going to definitely make us use OSA founded, but maybe we can get a little lucky there. Realignment, place it, and then use the card, realign it out, and just pray you win it. Another 4-op card. Good Lord. So we've got all we can really do here is just kind of fight it, kind of push back and hope that we can tempo-wise. Maybe he's got more than one scoring card and, something. Our next play, we're going to throw terrorism out and just because and hope we can pull it out. See if we can win the Hail Mary. So what we're gonna do is, man, that just flipped so quick from being fine in Europe, a little thin, but being fine. So at least Formosa's out of the deck. We could throw into. So if he's got Europe, it's game over right here. And apparently he does not. So we have avoided a bullet for a second. We'll kind of have to get a little lucky here as far as, Oh, he loses 4, so that's at least a positive in Africa. All right. Man, I cannot believe how quick Europe is, we never got to play Comic Con, I guess, or Warsaw Pact. So I guess we probably got Comic Con, and I know he got rid of Warsaw Pact with one of his cards, but it's still in the deck. We still have a shot, so we're gonna hold our fingers and hope it comes out. Because I remember discarding. So there's Fidel. Boom. So we get Central America, so we look good there, and not a. See what he does here. He's got two options. He gets to kind of hopefully attack in South America, or he might try to set up realignments in Central America, though Nicaragua hating and see if we can realign us out. So he goes from Brazil. We're going to go in the realignment. It's we're at a +1. Nice. We knock him out. So that's about as good as we can hope for there. Now, we're hoping for here on the reroll is can we. All right. No big deal there. Okay. So can we get the Warsaw Pact? Yes. Defectors happened last round, so we don't have to worry about defectors. We've got Star Wars, so you can't pull defectors back out. That is huge. Absolutely huge. I've never been so happy to see a card. And there's grain cells. So, all right. Boom, boom. Give me my countries back. Oh, no. So he pulls 5-year plan. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. Does he go ahead and gamble and just go ahead and pull another card out from us, or does he just use it to coup? So it'll be interesting to see here. I think turn 10. I think I'd probably actually play this as I'd pull a card. I definitely think I would do that. But he coups. Okay. We'll go ahead and just kind of take it back. We know we're a little thin over there in Asia, so I was thinking about starting to overprotect some things. So we have so even with that plan, the China card will just not play Star Wars. We can play Bear Trap as our turn. I turned our action around 7 because we don't have to get out of it in the game. There's Comic Con finally. Okay, a little interested that he decided just to reinforce before he set up a realignment. He already had it set up. We win the roll in the Middle East, so now we're good there. If we could ever get Gulf states, maybe. So there's Africa. He gets it for 1, but we still can set up some realignments, so we still might. Of course, we don't win a realignment. I mean, we've had Africa set up for realignment this whole time. We just can't get it done. So, all right. So he knocks us out of Mexico. And he misses on Cuba. So depending on what he does, we have a chance maybe to break Europe a little bit too. So we can play Marine Barracks to take off a couple of. We'll just kind of make them waste a little bit of influence here, doing kind of reacting versus the other. All right. So we pound in Asia because even though it doesn't look like much over there, because of, but it's going to show that we don't have domination here where we actually are. So it's going to be a little tricky. So we'll see what he does. Things we'd like to do, ideally we would have liked to have protected a little bit. But we'll go ahead and at least force it a little bit. Boom. Force Middle East. Yeah. I should. Oh yeah. So we do. Well, we have Middle East scores too. So domination there as well, even if he doesn't see it. Yeah. 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 Okay. So we win. We avoided the Europe scoring card and turn nine. That was crazy. But then we got Warsaw packed back. So, um, he was 50-50 on that. It could have gone either way. Just glad to get the win. Um, it looked like we had a game the whole game. Then it looked like we were going to lose, and then we won. So, fun game. Thank you for playing. That's a Reagan, which is a really cool, probably struggle game name. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will do it again.